click.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to the World Cup 2020
There is one more game to go for this finals weekend, and it's the one that decides the final podium finisher of the tournament. Japan versus Germany. These two will be fighting for a spot in top 3. I'm Doomsday. And on the cast today is an absolute trooper because it's very early for him. It's the lovely Monko2K. What's
hello,
up, mate?
hello. How are you all doing? I am extremely excited for this. I was excited yesterday, and today's no different. Japan surprised everyone yesterday, I'm fairly certain. Looking at the pick'ems yesterday, it was like 60-40 for Brazil, but I definitely did not expect Japan to pull through with a 6-3 comeback, and look where it's landed them.
Yeah, it's an incredible tournament so far for Japan, and that last game, you can't do it much more dramatic than that, really. I mean, anyone that's checking this match out, if you haven't seen the VOD for the Japan versus Brazil match, I beg you to check it out at some point because it was just incredible.
Yep,
but they are now here
at the time. But yeah, now we're here in Japan, still out fighting, potentially to get a top 3 placement. This is the, as Doomsday just said, the final match to decide the podium finishers for this tournament. Canada and the United States are already secured in the top 3, having gotten to the winners final. But down here, whoever goes home here is going to be 4th in this tournament.
I mean, that's certainly not a bad placement considering how topsy-turvy this tournament's been so far. It's been so hard to call, and seeding at the start has meant absolutely nothing up to this point. So if you're making it top 4, you're already going against the grain, but come on, if you're here, you want that top 3, you want the badge, you want a slice of that prize pool, and that's what these two are playing for now.
And especially for Germany, I think they went out in 4th last year, so it would be a real shame to go out in the exact same placement, having added on White Cat to the roster, as well as some new talent, some other new talent. But getting into the bans, Germany actually going to be banning Nomad 3. So
well, that was...
Yeah,
I can see that one coming.
If you aren't aware, this is one of the few maps that Germany and Japan both played yesterday, and it was the only one that they both played where Japan won, and they won by quite a considerable margin, so it's not that unexpected that they would be banning this.
Edectopia had a fantastic FC on that yesterday, so not risking the hard carries again, or possibly more. I think Japan would be really good at that. It's a good ban.
Yep. As for Japan's bans, Nomad 5 and DT2, no surprises there. They have been banning speed throughout most of the last few stages against Canada, against Brazil, and now here against Germany. And Germany's final ban is going to be Hidden 2. Again, another map that Japan performed really well on in the last match.
I'm not sure Germany really want to go for those low ARs. They have had some good scores on the low approach rate maps previously. You know, the hidden roster, quite a bit stronger this year, but I guess at finals tier, they don't really want to risk it against Japan.
Yeah,
I don't know, I thought they'd be okay on that.
Yeah, I think so too, but I guess looking at, I mean, with the wealth of information that Germany has and the fact that Japan played nearly every single map in the pool in the last match, they have some info to work off of, and maybe they feel more comfortable on some of the other things that were played in that match. But anyways, getting into the first pick, Free Mod 1 is going to come out from the side of Japan. This was one of the maps that Japan won on that brilliant 3-6 comeback. I think Varvalian was the MVP of that one, and here he returns again. As for Germany, this should not be too bad for them.
No, they have the mod players to take on the burden of throwing Hidden on this low AR pick. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe White Cat might take it. White Cat's actually been the surprise AR8 guy for Germany. He's done really well on them up to this point.
Yeah, he's
potentially be taking the Hidden here.
Very good at reading, so is potential for him, but this map is low AR even without Hidden. Hidden doesn't change the AR, so White Cat might opt to just play it safe and go no mod and have somebody else tank hidden. We'll see. Oh, actually, Okinamo.
Oh, there's Okinamo as well.
Yeah, Okinamo's kind of a hidden guy.
Yeah. That might also be a good option, to be fair. Possibly.
As for Japan, not actually seeing Dectopia come in for this one, despite him being the hidden god throughout this tournament for Japan. I think Rollpan is just probably more comfortable on this, and he did play it yesterday, so he is experienced in that regard. But yeah, this one should be a pretty even pick for both teams. Not really a clear advantage for either side, which brings me to the map pool. This is going to be very difficult for Japan to pick because nearly every single map, although they do have a fairly good chance to win, they don't have a significant advantage on anything in this stage. Traditionally, they would have a very nice lineup for things like Nomad 1 and Hard Rock 1, but when you have White Cat on the other team, all that goes out the window and suddenly nothing is really super advantageous for you. But
yeah, at this level, Germany have so much scaling ability. It is going to be a tough one for Japan, this. But, you know, we've seen how much spirit they have. If they can fight through the mental game, which is so important in these tournaments, you don't know what can happen.
Definitely. But all that aside, we're going to be getting into Free Mod 1 here. And Japan actually opting to double Hard Rock once again. They did this yesterday. Varvalian and Igar opting to run Hard Rock, with Rollpan on the hidden, Hyphen on the solo Nomad. And over on Germany, yep, Okinamo's going to be the hidden star. White Cat playing it safe with Nomad. I say playing it safe, but he has already found a miss. Same with Hyphen.
Opens quickly with those burst patterns, though. Especially for the first map. He'll be quick to adjust. It's so important you don't drop your first map, really. Especially in a game with stakes as high as this. But we are seeing a few early breaks already. Quite a few on the German side, though, to open things up.
Yeah, actually, things extremely even here in the first quarter. Already just basically 2 combos to 2. White Cat, I say that and he just dropped, but Okinamo now the only combo left on Germany. Meanwhile, over on Japan, just Rollpan. Oh dear. I'm already cursing them.
Well, Okinamo is going to be fine with that. Biggest combo in the field, with the hidden, though. Good safe pair of hands for hidden, though. One of the harder parts here.
Yeah, and actually Okinamo's combo is going to be what's going to be building them the score lead for from here on out. You can see that score gap is rapidly increasing as Japan drops combos on Varvalian. White Cat dropping again, but really it's all on Okinamo now. He is performing quite well right now. This is not good news for Japan. Of course, this was their pick, and like you said, momentum is key here.
Last burst is coming in now. The longer burst patterns slipping in. A few German combos dropping. Oh, there goes Okinamo, though. It's advantage Japan here.
Yeah, there is a window of opportunity here, especially with Hollow Watcher dropping his combo there. Hyphen and Iger up to about 600 combo. Varvalian not far behind on 400. And there might be enough map to bring it back. It does shift back over, and Hyphen and Iger are still holding. I think they've got this one back.
Yeah, that entirety of that ending there, hit by all 4 of the Japanese players. Very nicely done. Germany sort of crumbled at the end there, completely.
Yeah, I was so certain that they were going to win that. They had Hollow Watcher on the high combo, Okinamo on the FC, and then suddenly all of their combos were gone, and things went back to Japan at the very last second. But there you have it, actually. Japan winning by quite a considerable margin, 300,000, and that will be their first point.
As they'd absolutely hope and need it to be. The first opening gambit working out well. Very similar score to yesterday, so consistent performance and working well. 600Ks across the board is certainly good going. 3 600Ks on this in finals. Not bad going for the Japanese here.
Yeah, without a doubt, Japan just outperformed Germany on that one. But now Germany gets a chance to respond, and I did see Neox pop into the lobby, so I'm gonna hazard a guess at some DT, and yep, DT3 coming out. This is the 270 BPM burst map. Now, Japan does not really have a terrible time with this, but Germany, I would argue, is probably the best DT team in the tournament still. Among the top 4 teams, yeah, I think this killer lineup of Dust Ice, Okinamo, Neox, and Rising is really hard to beat. But Japan definitely stands a chance here. If Germany can find some unlucky combo breaks here and there, Japan has been known to perform quite well on these, even if it's with lower accuracy. We do see Chan Koma come in, the pocket DT player for Japan. ClickX, Master.
Gotta get one in. It's so uncommon to see, especially at this level. Dealing with ClickX at this level is super impressive to me. So much coordination required. Always lovely to see it. I think this is the big test, though, for Japan. Germany did so well on this pick and also the DT4, which I bet we're going to see because it's open. They did so well on this yesterday. They looked incredible on it. If Japan can survive these 2 picks, if they can nick one of these 2 picks, that is a huge deal. By far, Germany's strongest maps, this and DT4.
100%. But before we get there, we need another player from Japan. I guess it's going to be Barbalian. He has been one of their DT anchors throughout the tournament, and this should be no exception. Yep, there he is.
Taking a moment. Gotta get a quick bit of warm-up in before you get stuck into 270 BPM speed.
Yep. Now, in the event that they do just get completely shut down on this map, it's not the end of the world. I think Japan was certain that they were going to experience something like this, given what they banned. They banned out DT3? No, DT2 and Nomad 5, the other 2 speed picks of this map pool. So I think they knew what they were getting into.
I telegraphed that one hard, so yeah, Japan's role is to survive this as unscathed as possible. But if Germany drop this, that's a huge deal. Fairly standard mapping this, but at a very high speed. 270 BPM bursts with fairly comfortable aim in between. For those that can manage it, this is a pretty comfy map.
Okinamo actually going to be the first person to drop. Still 4-way for Japan. You can see they are not entirely comfortable with this BPM. Hyphen on 92% and Dallas around 96. I mean, I guess he's recovered now. But now things are going to start to pick up, and Okinamo finding another break. But the score advantage is still over on the side of Germany just due to that accuracy. Barbalian finding a drop as well is going to shift that even more so over in favor of Germany. And yeah, they are just completely fine here with 3 FCs on Neox, Dust Ice, and Rising. Rising on the 99. Still plenty of map left for things to turn around.
Yeah, plenty of combo on the field.
That being said, these combos are going to be extremely important. Approaching the halfway point, any misses here are going to be devastating. And just as I say that, Chan Koma finds a slider break. That's 2 FCs left for Japan versus Germany's 3. And Okinamo has pretty much recovered at this point.
And Hyphen as well is gone. It's just Dallas left against 3 German FCs, no Okinamo recovering.
Yeah, this is Germany for you, pretty much. Germany in a nutshell. Rising, Dustis, Neox, all having a grand old time on this map. Hitting everything like it's nothing. Okinamo, even though he had a shaky start, is completely back on top of things now. And yeah, that score gap speaks for itself. Less than a quarter of the map remaining, and logically this is just going to go to Germany. There's absolutely nothing that could happen to turn things around now unless we saw like a 4-way break. But even then, Japan would still need to pull off a pretty nice performance on this ending. But Dallas dropping the combo there. No, not going to happen.
Not even close. This is exactly how I bet both teams would have expected this to go. I don't think there's much of a surprise here. Germany on DT are so strong, and the They will bank their first point. Exactly what they needed after losing first point. Get your momentum back on track. And very nicely done by them too. Very good team score. That's actually better than yesterday.
Yeah, nearly 4 million score. Dual FC from Neox and Rising. Dustis so close, but dropped in the end. But yeah, this is no big deal for Japan. I think they pretty much expected this. If they had a third ban, it almost certainly would have been this. But Germany does get one on the board in response to Japan's first. Now Japan's turn to respond. I'm thinking another free mod, gonna be honest.
Wouldn't be a bad shout. Japan really stuck into that free mod pool yesterday, and it seems as though, like, when it comes to the weirder maps, that seems to be a good way to rock the boat against Germany. Japan seem a bit more comfortable. But they are going for
that.
Yeah, Hot Dog 2. This one's a bit of an interesting choice. I'd say this one is a little bit of a coin flip in this matchup.
Yeah, especially given raw aim statistics from either side. Both of these teams have proven themselves to be very good at raw aim and the likes, and precision. I mean, you've got White Cat, you've got Hollow Watcher, you probably have Dustis in there as well. And Japan did not necessarily do fantastic on this yesterday, from what I recall. This is kind of an interesting pick from them.
I must be picking it for a reason. This map, even though it is small circle size, heavily mechanics focused, it has awkward patterning that's not quite comfortable. Lots of silly miss potential and whatnot. So it is a bit of a wild card, this. But at 7.4 star mechanics, it is also very, very much in the realm of players like Hollow Watcher.
Yeah, this one, like you said earlier, is going to be a coin flip. A lot of these patterns are especially difficult to do consistently well on just because of the spacing. There's a few short spaced bursts that tend to trip people up from what I've seen. And, you know, just one or two misses on those could shift the balance of the score over in favor of the other team. So maybe they're banking on luck here. Or, actually, maybe they've been practicing for the whole day and they're ready for this one.
Perhaps even though it did appear yesterday, maybe they know they have more in the tank. The lineups were in very quickly for Japan, whereas Germany taking a bit more time to put their roster together. We're seeing Rising come into this one.
Yep, actually that's a pretty curious choice. I mean, I guess I don't really know who else would have played it. Maybe Smarty, but don't usually see Rising playing this. Well, in my experience. Maybe that's a little bit limited, but it should be fine.
Oh, a quick look and see if you played this yesterday. Where is it? I'm not sure. Well, he's in for this one now. And yeah, picked by Japan. We'll see how this one goes, actually. This one could go either way, for sure. Depends on how the chips fall, I guess.
Yep, and here we go. Already off to a better start than yesterday from what I can see. Although Hyphen does find quite a few misses, Delis as well as Rising over on the side of Germany. Barvalian and Iger, I think, were the two who had a little bit of trouble in the beginning last time, but this time around they're looking a lot more confident. But yeah, those early breaks are not really going to matter too much once you see what's in the rest of the map. Ooh, Iger finding a break on a relatively calm section of the map. Just Barvalian left with the only FC on Japan now. Meanwhile, over on Germany, everybody having a grand old time. Three-way FC Rising with the early break. But besides that, everything is fine. Just
those patterns, though. They claim a lot of players on Germany.
Oh my, and things are turning around real fast here. Dust is suddenly the only FC left on Germany, and just like that, he's gone. It's just Barvalian now with the combo. And this is... Oh my, you can see it get to him. He started shaking once he realized, like, oh man, I've got a combo, and, you know, it's pretty unlikely that anybody else FC'd through that part, but Yep, combos reset across the board. Still a slight score lead in favor of Germany, just based off of, I guess pretty much accuracy. The accuracy on Germany is quite high at this point. 98.5 plus. White Cat finding a drop there is going to shift the balance over in favor of Japan. It's still half of the map to go, so any combos here are going to be major difference makers. And yep, there you go. Dustus and Rising finding breaks right as the hard part starts up again. Iger, Delis still holding on. Hollow Watcher dropping his combo as well. Things are going to go over to Japan off of the back of Iger soon here.
Yeah, that section.
All eyes on Iger right now. He's going to be the one pulling the score back in favor of his team, and he's hitting everything. Oh, well, not that.
Right at the
that
end
was unlucky, yeah. And actually, the score lead is still not in favor of Japan. They're going to need to make something happen in this last 8th, but it is extremely close.
This map has been quite scrappy. Lots of breaks in the slow parts and nothing decided. Not even close.
Ooh, Delis finding a break just as the part starts up. I think if Hollow Watcher or White Cat doesn't break right now, it's going to be Germany's point. And it doesn't look like anything is going to be saving Japan this time around. Hollow Watcher and White Cat comboing through this last section are going to seal the deal for Germany.
Just about. Goodness me. That one was basically coin flip, heads or tails. Both teams having some issues with that, but Germany survive it. Solid recovery actually at the end by Hollow Watcher and White Cat to just get Germany over the line there. But damn. Break point too.
The first break point. Like you said, coin flip. That was like 70k difference. Just one break in a different part of the map and could have been Japan's point. But here we are. Germany up by 1 now on their own pick. Now, logically, I would expect them to pick DT4 here, given what just went down on DT3, and given what I know about these players. They are no slouches at finger control. Sometimes you get players who can burst really well, can death stream really well, but cannot do anything when it comes to finger control. Not the case here. Dustus and Okinamo very good at this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, Japan does not necessarily have anybody to match that at this stage.
Perhaps looking at what's open, DT1 might also be a good choice, potentially for Germany, but they are going to go with a different tactic.
No Mod 6. I'm not complaining, I love this song.
It's fantastic. This map is something else. This map is something else. Another one that tends to just end up being absolute chaos, with players not necessarily having the best of times. Usually you have 1 or maybe 2 players that can get a good run on this, but normally these sort of maps, you don't pick them because they're definite wins unless you have one guy that FCs it every time.
If you've got a bubble man, maybe you pick it.
Yeah.
Neither of these teams have a bubble man. So, I think another coin flip map, really. Although if Germany picked it, so they must know what they're doing. Maybe Dustus is a bubble man. We'll find out. But yeah, Japan gonna have a really tough time to respond here, I think, on this map. Didn't really have any star performances in their last match.
Scores look really close, though. Both these teams played it before, and the scores were pretty close. But neither score was particularly high, which means, yeah, this tells me this is going to be another map that's quite chaotic, unless they've been really practicing in the last few hours. But yeah, the numbers suggest that Germany should win this one, but I do think it's a risky pick, to be honest. Japan do have Dectopia, who has been really good at this sort of thing going in, and I do expect him to join for this one.
Yeah, especially compared to some of the safer stuff left in the pool, like DT4, for instance. But I don't know, maybe everyone just hates DT4. I said yesterday, like, throughout the entire match, Brazil is just going to pick DT4 and win. They never picked it, and maybe we'll see the same thing here. But before we get to that, going to be going through this. And, you know, there is definitely a chance for, like, a solo carry from Japan. I know Varvalion was quite close. Actually, yesterday, the combos on Japan were really quite high, up in the 1k plus range. but Brazil just chained together more lower combos, so that's what won them that in the end. So if Japan can make some of these combos go on for a little bit longer, then we might see something crazy happen.
I wouldn't put it past it. They've had a chance to play this in the match now. Perhaps any, little wobbles they had playing this first time might be gone now. So their second performance could certainly be much improved. I say, any excuse to see this map is always a good one. I ain't complaining.
Completely agree. I love this song, love this map, and here we go.
I think Vivalion missed the first stream there, actually. Oh no, he didn't. That was just client lag. Never mind.
Alright, all is good. Oh, but Rising, I think those are real. Rising finding early combo break. Not too much to worry about. This map is 4 minutes long. 2,000 plus combo. So it's going to be about those intermediate combos that are going to decide this one, really. But in the meantime, Vivalion and Eiger finding early breaks. Not just down to 2 FCs to 3. Make that 1 FC to 2. Yeah, this map is definitely rough for like literally anyone.
Yes, it starts at 200 miles an hour immediately with this patterning. It doesn't stop. Constant 1-4s and weird rhythms in between the start and the end. It's such a brutal finger control map, this.
All things considered, things are actually going quite well for a lot of these players. Whitecat and Okinawa are looking extremely comfortable on this. This is OD 9.3, mind you. But they are still holding in the 98 range. Dectopia dropping his combo there. That's going to be no full combos left for Japan versus 2 for Germany. Maybe Germany knew what they were getting into here. Whitecat does find a break. Oh my god, I'm just like, wow.
You're on point with these curses, Wonka.
I'm really good at this. Combo advantage now in favor of Japan off the back of Hyphen with a near 600 combo. Still 2/3 of the map remaining, and the score deficit is only 100k. So, in due time, they will bring things back. No, oh man.
I think it's Hyphen. Nah, man.
How am I so good at this? Combo and Eiger. How long, though?
Wait for it. I think he's fine. Yeah, Rising and Dust Ice recovering nicely as well. The accuracies are a bit low, but they're holding combo. This middle part's a bit more comboable than the rest. Slightly, relatively speaking, of course.
Yep, and they are going to build upon this score lead just by a little bit here. I mean, it's really hard to tell with this map. It's extremely difficult to hold a consistent combo throughout, and you can see that Whitecat starting to struggle a little bit despite having that monster combo in the beginning. He's more or less settled down into the range of Dust Ice and Rising.
Yeah, it's really important Dust Ice and Rising hold. The breaks that Okinawa and Whitecat had, I mean, it's on those two players. Whereas Japan are recovering nicely, although they did just get a bunch of breaks.
Yep, that is going to be pretty bad now. Dectopia dropping his combo as well. It's just Rising, Dustis, and Okinawa with combos. And map is starting to wind down here. Last quarter, Dustis does find a break, but with 150k score lead, I think they should be fine as long as Rising manages to hold this combo for a little bit longer. It should never
so
speak
much combo
too soon.
Like, Okinawa's recovering as well.
Okay, yeah.
Japan seem to be struggling, man. They're struggling to hold a combo on this. Looks like Germany are going to nick their point. And it looks like it might be a score improvement if Rising can hold a bit more. This is a nice
that is a
Rising's
nuts score he is on right now. If he can FC the rest of this, he's going to get like 400k. Well, he's certainly going to get 400k. But yeah, that is a nut score from Rising. And you can see that score gap is just huge now as this quarter winds down. Germany is certainly going to win it, and I mean, they came prepared for this one. That's for certain.
Yeah, no worries on this one. It is going to be a score improvement as well from yesterday for Germany. And yeah, risky pick. I do still maintain that, but Germany will take that risk and bank it well. And they have a 2-point lead now. Yeah,
that was a very good performance from Rising and Okinawa, especially 450k, 490k respectively, and they win that pick by 400k. So not quite as close as we thought it was going to be, although should mention Japan did have a little more trouble with combos this time around than they did in their previous match. You can see nobody going above 1k combo, but that's fine. This was Germany's pick. But how many times can you say that before things start to get out of hand?
Well, things are still pretty competitive at this point, but the next Japan pick are going to be very, very important. With Germany having so many good maps for them on the field, if Japan lose their pick, they're going to be in a bit of trouble, so they need to make sure they choose well. And, well, we've seen a bunch of different mods so far. The only thing we haven't seen yet is pure hidden.
Yeah, I think this is going to be kind of like the previous match where really nobody wanted to touch the hidden pool. The hidden 2 was the last map picked in that one, and yeah, Germany, although they are fairly decent at hidden, I don't think they would want to take that risk, especially when there's other maps in the pool that they have a clear advantage on. But Japan actually going to go for a Hard Rock again. This is questionable.
This is an interesting one, actually. Yeah, they did have some issues on the last one, and I think this map is possibly a bit even more risky. I'd say it's a trickier map because it's a style of map that's much less comfortable. That said, though, didn't Japan have a really good solo performance on this yesterday?
Yes, I believe Eiger FC'd this in the last match. So if they can, rely on Eiger here, then maybe things can go their way. But over on Germany, I mean, like, literally any of these players could FC, even on Japan's side. So this is going to be more or less another coin flip, just like the last Hard Rock, where Germany barely won, so maybe they're banking on getting a little bit luckier this time. Hopefully finding breaks in less troublesome places.
This map does seem like the sort of map that really benefits the teams with a much higher skill cap. And you look at the German roster, that is pretty scary on a map like this, though, you do have to say. Dust Ice, Hello Watch, and White Cat on a sort of high-speed aim map. You can call it an ult map. It's quite flow aim focused, but I'd call this at times, just a mild high-speed aim map.
That's pretty much what it is. You could single tap it if you were crazy or Australian, but here we are, and I don't think anybody's crazy here. Yeah. Everybody opting for the stability strategy, alternating.
You keep it comfy.
Things, a little bit of a rough start for Germany, Rising and White Cat finding very early breaks, but nothing to be worried about at this point. Okay, Dustless finds one as well. So early combo advantage in favor of Japan, still holding on to the 4-way, and Hollow Watcher actually breaking is going to make Germany have no FCs already. Less than a quarter of the way into the map, Japan with a very nice combo advantage. Dallas does fall shortly after. Still 3 on Hyphen, Barbalian, and Eiger. Key player to watch here is Eiger. Oh,
I'm on those little taps. Well timed, man.
I'm incredible at this.
He's a professional at this. That's why we have him in.
Yeah, and actually that's going to be combo advantage in favor of Germany now. Those early breaks actually maybe working for them, maybe easing pressure just a little bit. But they do have a slight combo advantage despite Japan having 2 FCs on Hyphen and Barbalian.
Well, having the FC on Varvalian is going to be quite valuable. If he can do what Varvalian does, the accuracy is really high as well. It shows a level of comfort, but we'll see how long he can hold it.
I didn't even realize. Yeah, Dustus and Rising dropping their combos. It's just going to be Hollow Watcher left over on Germany with the combo, and things are suddenly much more stable for Japan. I say that, but Barbalian finds a break, as does Hollow Watcher. Now all eyes shift to Hyphen. Their only really big high combo left on the board. Delis is getting there, around 600 now, but really, Hyphen is going to start to run away with this score as the map starts to close out. And you can see that score gap is already getting much wider, and it was already wide to begin with, up to about 300k now with the last third of the map remaining. and Hyphen still retaining his combo.
Yeah, definite like comfort difference, I believe, between these two teams. Japan looking much more comfortable on this. Maybe because this is the second time playing it. Germany didn't play this yesterday. Perhaps it's showing.
Yeah, without a doubt, Japan definitely came into this much more prepared than they were yesterday.
Accuracy from White Cat looking very good, but unfortunately he's having a bit of issues holding the combo to really make use of it.
Yeah, this is gonna be a oh, he drops the combo. No FC for him this time around, but I mean, he got what he needed to do done.
Yeah, job's done.
500k score gap. That's pretty good.
That's the thing with Japan is their players they swap people in and out, and they even if you play the same map twice, the MVP players change. Last time it was Eiger, and this time it was Hyphen.
Yep, and that'll be a solidly won second point for Japan. Still down by 1 break point. So they do need to steal one of Germany's picks back eventually, but this is a good start.
Yeah, keeping themselves in it. Last thing I'd want to give is a 3-point lead to a team like Germany, who could really make use of it, but now they have a lot of picks on the board, Germany. They're still in a really good spot, I think.
DT4 does come out. I haven't cursed it this time, so Germany did keep this one in the back pocket for a situation like this, and they are going to opt to pick it this time around. And we're going to probably see a return of the famous German DT squad. Those dice, Okinawa Rising, +1. Could be Neox, could be Smarty, could be Umbre, could be White Cat. Maybe it'll be White Cat this time.
Just pick whoever you want. Whoever raises the hand first, really, in Germany. It's the spot for choice when it comes to maps like this. This map, you can kind of compare it to like the 07th expansion DTs. Very finger control heavy. Lots of doubles and quads at 233 BPM. It's that sort of map.
Yeah, it really is a complete departure from what you would normally find in a DT pool. Well, I guess nowadays it's more normal to have a specific thing for this. In OWC, at least. But, yeah, over on Japan, pretty scary players as well. Chan Koma, Varvalian, and Delis, all known to do quite well on most DT picks. Whether or not they can do the same on here is going to be another question. Rollpan also coming in. He has performed quite well on the DT4s in the past pools. But then again, Germany with arguably the best DT players in the entire tournament on their side. Probably going to end up being a relatively safe pick for them, but Japan certainly does stand a chance on this one.
Yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle again for Japan. With this map being less about speed and more about control, it might suit Japan a bit better than the whole, rather than being just a straight-up speedy DT pick. But I see Germany's score on this yesterday was really, really good. And if they replicate that, it's going to take something a bit special from Japan.
All right, and here we go. Now this is actually kind of a departure from the previous pools. This time the finger control DT isn't 10.3, it's around 10, or 9.9. So a little more comfortable to read for a lot of players. Especially for some of these players who don't necessarily main DT like Rollpan. So far, so good for pretty much everybody. Chan Koma finds a break early on, so does Delis. But hopefully they'll fall into the groove of things here as the map goes on. Meanwhile, Germany doing as you would expect, still holding on to the 4-way. And here comes the finger control. Doubles, triples, quads, you name it, in all sorts of orders. And actually, everybody is doing really well on this. Nobody is slipping up at all across the board. Chankoma and Dallas did find early breaks, but they are well suited for things now.
There's a break from Chankoma there, but...
Yep. But Germany's still holding on to that strong 4-way FC. Oh my! Ooh. I'm doing my job. Rising, Okinamo, both finding slider breaks just at the halfway point. Japan with nearly 3 FCs.
Yeah, Slowpod as well. Some relatively free combo, and that should equalize things once the map picks up, barring any chokes, of course.
Yeah, this is going to be really scary for Germany now. If Japan can make these combos last until the end of the map, that's going to be a break point for them. That being said, Dust Ice and White Cat not looking like they're going to be letting up anytime soon, and the pressure is going to start to mount for Japan as they realize they have the advantage here. Please nobody break on these kick sliders.
I beg.
Okay, they all survive. Now into the last quarter. Yeah, this is gonna be close. The score lead is starting to shift over to Japan now. Still a quarter remaining, but still all the combos on the board. Literally every single combo is gonna matter here. Score gap is narrowing. Slowly shifting towards Japan. And you can see the shake in some of these players. Varvalian, look at him go.
That's really quite fierce.
Oh, it's still so close. It's not coming over yet due to the accuracies.
Rising
but Rising finding a break. That could be crucial. And it's going to shift over to Japan. The score lead is still extremely small. Dallas and Chankoma finding misses. It's going to shift back, actually, at the very end.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god!
Whoa, the last
How does this happen? White Cat and Rising finding misses on the ending stream is gonna shift it back over in favor of Japan.
Oh my goodness me, that's so tragic. White Cat with an excellent run.
Germany, they won by 10,000 points. And that's what Japan needed. That's the break point, that's momentum. That's going to be heartbreaking for Germany, especially for White Cat and Rising. They know that their misses on that stream was what costed them. But Japan here, showing they are not to be trifled with on DT. Certainly not.
Not at all. That's such a big German map, but Germany drop it. That's huge. There's only one DT map left. Goodness me.
Okay, and now the pool starts to look really good for Japan, or at least substantially less bad, because that pick was what worried me as somebody who knows all these players and has seen them play before. But with that out of the way and that going into the hand of Japan, Japan has a lot of freedom left. Like I said, traditionally they tend to pick things like Nomad 1 and DT1, Hard Rock 1, but against a team like Germany, it's maybe not as big of an advantage, if any at all. But yeah, now Germany is left with no clear advantageous picks here.
I mean, they do still have the No Mod 1 and Hard Rock 1, which I think are pretty good for Germany. Like, their mechanics players are going to lap those maps up. But yeah, the DT has definitely been their strongest suit, and with only one left, it's even. So Germany are going to have to find points elsewhere now. Dallas picking Hard Rock 1, though, actually.
Japan picking into their strength for most of the tournament. Of course, like you said, at this level versus players like White Cat and Dustis, it might not be as much of a strength, if it is a strength still, but they are going to try their hand at it. That is their third Hard Rock pick. I mean, arguably it's worked out pretty well for them. They won Hard Rock 3 by a substantial margin, barely missed out on Hard Rock 2, and, you know, maybe they're just feeling Hard Rock today.
I mean, plenty of warm-up on it now. And I would say, like I say, after the Hard Rock picks that have come up, I feel like Japan have warmed into those Hard Rock picks better. So this could be a pretty smart pick if that continues. But this is much more of a standard Hard Rock map to the last two we've seen, right? Much more comfortable.
Certainly, this is... I mean, I'll just say what it is. It's a farm map. This is the kind of thing these people play for PP. So Everybody is comfortable with this kind of stuff, especially at this level. But yeah, it's going to come down to raw aim and a little bit of luck. Consistency and raw aim. That's the correct term to put it. But when you've got White Cat on the other side, you know, Dust Eyes, White Cat, Hollow Watcher, some of the best players at this kind of thing, it's a little scary. But Japan is not bad at this either, from what we've seen.
Yeah, they have been very good on this tournament, so playing to their strengths as opposed to worrying about their opponents, which is usually the best way to go, really. It's the best way to go. But no doubt, this is going to be a tough matchup for really both teams. This should be a high-level set of players we should be seeing here.
Should actually mention, Germany actually did drop this one versus Australia in their previous match, which was honestly pretty unexpected. I'd say Japan is more aim-centered than Australia at this level. Actually, I don't know if that's true. Regardless, Germany has lost this before. They can certainly do it again.
They could also like get 2 FCs on it, though.
They could get 4 FCs. That's the scary thing.
They could. If that happens, that would be something else, but...
Yeah, that would be...
Yeah, I feel like that was a blip, to be honest with you. I do expect Germany to have a good shot on this.
Certainly. If they're not going to find at least 1 FC, then very high combos across the board are going to be likely. But until then, let's see what Japan can throw up for us.
Yeah, looks like we're seeing A-Blue join for the first time this game, I believe. Don't think he's played the map yet. Just get an early miss, but long map.
Yep, matched by Smarty. All is good, all is well. 3 FCs to 3, getting into the first slow part. It's a very nice warm-up jump, that one. It's very large. About matches the difficulty of the rest of the map, and then it's followed by just a period of calm. But A-Blue does find another break here. Oh, Hollow Watcher finding one.
And the end of that stream. Here comes the first chorus. It's advantage Japan slightly.
But just like that, Iger dropping his combo as well on the jump. It's going to be tied 2 to 2 FCs. I say that, but Dust Ice finds a break, as does Varvalian. Now just Hyphen. This is kind of what we saw on Hard Rock 3, where he carried the combo until the very end where he broke, but versus Smarty and White Cat's combos, it's going to be a slight combo advantage for Germany, and they're going to slowly build on this score lead. But regardless, plenty of map left, plenty of time for things to get crazy, as we've seen so many times in this match already.
Players are really settled in now. Accuracy is in favour of Japan, but I do feel like Germany are getting a bit more comfortable with this. But it's still very, very competitive as we get into the next chorus.
Yep. All eyes on the 3 high combos currently, and all of them are hitting that jump. In fact, every player in the lobby hitting that jump. Now less than half of the map remaining. And yeah, it seems like everybody across the board has settled into things here. Oh, but Smarty dropping his combo. That's a combo advantage in favor of Japan now, and you see how slim that score lead is. It's gonna shift over to Japan really soon here. But they need to hold on to their combos as well.
Big jumps here.
Yep, this is the hardest section, the most tense part, and looking like everybody is just absolutely destroying it. Wow. But look at those shakes, A-Blue and Iger. Iger finding a break, but still 3 combos remain for Japan, and they hold the score lead, as well as... No, they don't hold the combo lead.
No, they don't. It's still very close, though. Oh, there goes Hyphen as well. It's
there goes Hyphen. That is crucial for Germany if they want to win this one. Down to the last quarter now, and they need to hold on to some of these combos if they're going to make this score gap wide enough to be comfortable. And just like that, Dust Ice finds a break, Smarty finds a break, it's 2 combos versus 2, but Germany's still holding onto the slight combo advantage. Yeah, this map is going to be close. Still lots of difficult jumps left in the map. There's certainly enough time for things to go back over. And just like that, Hollow Watcher finds a break. It's just White Cat with the combo. Combo advantage squarely in favor of Japan right now off of the backs of A-Blue and Barbalian, but he drops.
Germany have the lead
Not
still.
like this. Not like this. It's like 30,000 points. I think Germany's got it. They've got it.
They have White Cat. White Cat coming in so clutch.
White Cat
It's a
with
reverse choke.
the soul. Oh, it's not an FC, but it was enough. Germany winning that one by 25,000 points.
Goodness.
Oh man, how many
A 2v2.
close maps are we gonna have? But that's another breakpoint for Germany. So once again, Japan now at the disadvantage. They need to win one of Germany's picks to secure tiebreaker at the least, and in addition to winning all of their own picks. But, I mean, that definitely could have gone to Japan. Definitely not a bad pick, and they've certainly demonstrated here now that they have the raw aim to be competing with Germany across the board, which opens the possibility of picks like Nomad 1 and DT1. But what does Germany pick? Because that was not a comfortable map to be winning there. 25,000, it came down to basically 1 or 2 breaks at the end.
Yeah, some of those sort of speedy aim picks and heavy aim picks, yeah, not looking so juicy now for Germany, but they are still going to be going for them. Here comes No Mod 1.
Yep, going straight back into it, back-to-back raw aim maps.
Even more on the raw mechanics end with the no mod aim coming out here. Now, compared to the last map, right, on the Hard Rock, a bit more streamy, a bit more balanced. This one even more pushed in the aim side of things.
Exactly, but I don't actually know if that favors Japan or Germany. Because, you know, some of these players, like you saw A-Blue, he ended up dropping his combo on a stream at the end. So, if there's no streams, where is he going to drop his combo? Tap's brain.
Yeah, we didn't see a few stream breaks previously, to be fair. Probably more down to nerves, though. We did see quite a few shakes on that last one. And, your no mod jumps tends to be a bit less nerve-wracking, I feel, personally. I don't know about how you feel, but, like, no mod 1 jumps compared to Hard Rock 1 jumps. No mod
True.
1's normally a bit more comfy.
It is no mod 1. Whole lot of, RNG involved. Very difficult to be consistent on this sort of thing, which is quite surprising. It is what it is. I'm going to be seeing Okinamo, Hollow Watcher, Dust Ice, White Cat, the classic German lineup coming in for this No Mod 1. And Japan going to be rolling with the exact same lineup as they did on Hard Rock 1.
Yep. No Smarty on this one, so trading in Okinamo just to be a safe pair of hands for that. Always a good trade.
Now they did play.
Germany
play this in their previous match. But yeah, this is going to be crucial. If Germany wins this one, that's going to be some very powerful momentum. But if Japan can steal this one back, things are still dead even. I'm gonna be quite honest here. I have no idea who is going to win this one. Impossible
Don't blame
to
you
tell.
after the last one. The last map was, hard to call that one. But I still maintain that when it comes to just pure aim mechanics, Germany are so scary. And they did pick this, so they have at least that, the mental side of this is their choice.
Yeah, but that could also backfire. I've seen time and time again, sometimes the pressure gets to you whenever you're picking something that you think you have a very good chance of winning, and then somehow you lose it. But all that aside, everything seems to be going perfectly fine for everybody. No misses on that early jump section. This is kind of like a Hard Rock 1. Big jumps in the beginning, some time to get a little bit of warm-up, and then some calm before the storm. And across the board, very high accuracies.
staring down who's going to be the first break. It's going to be Varvalian.
Oh, Varvalian finds a slider break. And that's going to be 4 FCs to 3. Dust Ice finds one in response. Oh, but Hyphen also dropping his combo. That's 2 FCs left on the Japanese side. Meanwhile, Germany's still rolling with a 3-way full combo. 2 SSs on Hollow Watcher and White Cat. Man, everybody is just so comfortable on this. I wonder why.
Yeah, maybe it's because they're good at video games, Monka.
It's possible. Approaching the halfway point in the map, yep, here's the deadly part where your score gets cut in half if you find a break here. Maybe nobody will be that unlucky this time around, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Yeah, this score lead is just going to slowly build in favor of Germany more so with that 3-way on Hollow Watcher, White Cat, and Okinamo. But Japan is building up combos, so if one of them is to find a break anytime soon, things would shift back over, but it's going to be Japan that drops the combo instead. Eiger finding a break, losing his FC in the last third of the map. White Cat finds one in response, but still 2 combos remain, 2 full combos remain for Germany on Okinamo and Hollow Watcher.
Yeah, to this next chorus now. Varvalian's recovering, still in it, but this next jump section going to be pretty important. If those German FCs hold, it's going to be hard for a comeback here, you feel. Germany might just have it if they hit it. One's coming up in a bit.
Yes, certainly not out of the question for Japan to make a comeback. Every single map has been pretty crazy so far, but Varvalian is going to be the one finding the break on the cross screens. A-Blue dropping his combo as well is going to be what seals the deal for them. Okinamo does find a break, but Hollow Watcher still holding on to his full combo, still holding strong. He's going to secure this one for his team.
Yeah, Germany will back their point. They do get the No Mod 1, they do what they do, and win on No Mod 1. To break at the end from Hollow Watcher. He had a really good score yesterday, and he's replicated it here. And that's all Germany would want in this one. Finally get some stability. They get their 2-point lead back.
Yeah, and that's a very solid win from them. 600,000 point lead in the end. Securing them their 5th point. Only 1 step away now from securing the tiebreaker. But Japan now with the opportunity to shake things up here. That's most of the raw A maps gone out of the map. There is still one in DT2, which I don't think they would ever dream of picking against Germany.
Yeah, I doubt we'll see the DT1 coming from Japan. If anything, Germany's going to go for that one, but they might be thinking twice about that themselves. It's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, they're going to need to start reaching deeper into the bag, find something weird to pull out. Maybe a No Mod 4.
Yeah, could go for that tech. I think Germany have some really strong specialists there, and that tech map is a pretty hard map.
Yeah, no, White Cat FC'd that.
He did.
I forgot.
He did.
No, I don't think they're going to want to go for that, now that I think about it.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Hidden 3. I don't think we've seen that all week.
Oh my god, yeah, I love this song, but everyone hates this map, so...
I don't know, man. I don't know.
We can dream.
Does no one think Jazz is rad or something? Like, goodness me.
Jazz is so rad. But what's Japan gonna do here? So, difficult position for them, really. There's 2 free mods, and they are gonna pull out the tactical pause. They're gonna think deeply about this one.
I think Free Mod 2 is a bit of a coin flip. That's more of a consistency map at this level. Weird sort of aim pick, but at this level, these 2 teams are going to be pretty comfy on that.
Yeah, so far they haven't really. I mean, Germany, quite frankly, just owned them on that No Mod 1, so maybe not the best idea to go straight into that map right away, but maybe later, after some of these players have cooled down. Yeah, really difficult decision to make here.
I think they should go for Hidden. Germany played Hidden 1 yesterday, got just under 2 million, and I think with the lineup that Japan have, that's quite a vulnerable score. With, the Hidden players, they got Rollpan in there for the reading, Dectopia in there for the Hidden. I think Hidden is a good choice. Both of them might be a nice one to go for. I mean, how do you feel about Hidden into Germany?
It's iffy because they avoided Hidden for the entire match against Brazil, and then pulled out Hidden 2 and crushed them on it. So they definitely have some hidden ability in there, but there is also a reason why they're avoiding these maps. Maybe they're not confident on them, or maybe they just don't like the maps. Who knows? But I think at this stage they should try something. Try something unexpected, perhaps, but still logical. I don't know, it's very difficult, because if they lose this one, Germany has match point, and they're going to need to play the tiebreaker to win. And Dallas...
That is I'd say that's a German favorite tiebreaker, that.
Yeah, certainly. But, yeah, these two free mods are not particularly appetizing for them either, I would think.
Yes! Let's go!
Oh! Jazz is rad. Jazz is certainly rad. Alright, we're getting the banger song. Can't believe Iosis made this.
It really doesn't sound like an Iosis song, like, at all. And then again, they always tend to do all sorts of different genres, I guess.
Pretty much. But yeah, we're gonna be seeing this one. This is gonna be exciting. This is extremely difficult to do consistently well on. Just, like, every pattern in this map is... I don't know how to put it. Weird, uncomfortable, strange,
unintuitive, dodgy.
Yep. Dodgy. I like that one.
This map's a dodgy map. Yeah, very rhythm heavy, hidden pick this. You can kind of compare it to the No Mod 6, except slightly lighter in terms of the rhythm complexity, but harder on the aim.
There's certainly some of that finger control in this map as well, but I think the real kicker on this one is Hidden. Playing this with no mod versus playing this with Hidden is like night and day. Like, I cannot play this at all with Hidden, quite frankly, but maybe Japan knows what they're doing here. Dectopia has proven himself to be quite scary on Hidden. Then again, over on Germany, Okinamo, that man plays Hidden for a living as well.
It's just what he does. Germany have been weak on Hidden in previous years, but their roster for Hidden this year is much more complete. So it's not you can't really call it a weakness anymore.
Yep. But with that said, certainly not a strength either.
No.
Rollpan is going to be the one to fill in for Japan. This is I think this is the lineup they used on... No, slightly changed. Iger swapped for A-Blue when they picked Hidden 2. But yep, these are going to be your final lineups. Umbre actually coming in for the first time this match over on the side of Germany. Maybe he's got something up his sleeve.
So you have to see. Bring him in for the specialized picks. We do see Umbre a lot in for the hidden picks. He's in for this one. Hey, we get to see it. I think that means every single map has been played this week now. I think. Oh, with the exception, no, DT2 hasn't been played, has it?
Yeah, I don't think DT2 has been played. Yeah.
Has it? Oh, right, of course it was. You're right. You're right. I'm mistaken. Yeah, we've seen every map now. Hooray.
Have we? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. Anyways, back to the map. Already things off to a shaky start. Delis and Iger finding early breaks, and these are going to matter more so in this map than in any of the previous ones. This map is only 2 minutes long, and right off the bat, there are no FCs over on the Japanese side. It's just Halo Watcher with his FC. And yeah, here's these patterns. Like, there's going to be a lot of combo breaks. I'm just going to tell you. You've already become aware. Hollow Watcher drops his full combo, and I don't even know who has the advantage right now. Like, I guess Japan's got 2 high combos on Delis and Dectopia, but, high being 250. That's like a couple seconds of gameplay.
But already, well.
Yeah, half of the map already gone, and they're gonna capitalize on these combos really quickly. Hollow Watcher and Okinamo, as well as Umbre finding breaks. It's just White Cat with the combo on Germany, and yeah, this is starting to look really good for Japan all of a sudden. Why haven't they been picking Hidden all along? Hollow Watcher drops his combo again. Okinamo and White Cat now with the only... I swear Okinamo broke earlier. Maybe that was client. Who knows? But, you know, all eyes on Dallas and Dictopia right now. They are absolutely eating this map up.
Beasting it. I mean, the accuracies tell a story. This map is so awkward, but they're combo gaming like champs. And so was White Cat, although he does get a break. He had a very nice combo himself.
Like, what? Japan is so good at Hidden. What on earth? Dictopia is gonna... I don't think that's an FC, but...
Is this a break? It might be an SB.
Probably. Like, what on earth? They just destroyed them on that. A 600,000 point difference. Dictopia with the S rank, Dallas with a 1 miss. Like, uncomparable scores, really. White Cat did his best, as did Okinamo, but really, they stood no chance on that.
It was the show of Dallas and Dictopia, but yeah, as a team, Japan looking much more comfortable on that. Some nice combos on the German side. Like I say, White Cat did have a decent run through that. Nice 2 miss with solid accuracy, but yeah, as a team, Japan have the hidden edge, it seems, on this sort of thing anyway. That's a really good score for this.
Now things start to get kind of worrisome for Germany. They don't necessarily have a clear advantage on DT1, although you would imagine that they are probably completely fine on something like that. They've just demonstrated that Japan is probably not to be messed with on Hidden, so I don't think they're going to go for Hidden 1. Free mod is always a toss-up with these two teams. No mod 4 is like really all based on whether or not White Cat can just solo carry, from what I recall. So maybe we'll see Germany's tactical timeout here, because they need to think real deeply about this one, because if they lose this pick, that is Japan with their own pick ready to take it to 6 points, securing the tiebreaker. Just not a good position to be in for Germany.
Nah, it's a bit of a dicey one, but it looks like they are going to go for the gamble. They're going for that No Mod 4, Camellia Tech. And I think it's on the rest of the German team here to step it up from yesterday, because yeah, White Cat had a fantastic FC on this, but the rest of the team struggled on this. So we'll see if they've been practicing this. This is a late pick. I don't think this was something they've been holding on to be honest.
Yeah, definitely not. They're taking a big risk here, because the difference between White Cat FCing and White Cat not FCing is going to be a pretty substantial difference, depending on where he breaks, if he breaks. But Japan also did not necessarily do fantastic on this either. But I don't know, this map is just like random. Who's gonna pull out the God combo? Find out next time on Host World Cup.
Yeah, this map is just so tricky. It's full of cut streams of varying like rhythm snaps. The little 1-4 jumps are on so many weird little angles and rhythms. It's so hard in a tournament setting to get this on one play, and that's really the killer. We've seen almost every team struggle on this as a whole, and the accuracies have been quite colourful. It's a hard map.
Yep. I would argue it is the hardest map in this pool by far. But I'm not a tech player. You know, White Cat ate it up. No problem for him last time. Can he do it again?
Well, after that last pick where Japan had some very nice team scores in this map, not being, you know, too far removed from that, I don't think Japan will be too afraid of Germany on this. But they will be hoping that White Cat doesn't duplicate his last performance.
Yeah, certainly. Although if he does manage to do it, that's a pretty sick thing for him to do. FCing this 2 times in a weekend? Wow.
I do think the German side, like as a whole, can and probably will improve on this. I do think those 4 players have the ability to get good runs on this. I just don't think it came together yesterday.
Yep. There's also the potential to do much worse, because this map is really just that hard.
Well, let's see. This is going to be a spicy one. Still very tense. Match point if Germany can bank this point here. Otherwise, it's 5-5. And that is going to be the best of 3 to end all best of 3s.
Yep. Okay, Rollpan does find the first combo break very early on into the map. I'm always so surprised at how people can combo this part so well. Like, I think this is the second time where we've seen pretty much everybody across the board is hitting it. Oh, okay, there you go! Dust Ice and White Cat finding breaks. Hallow Watcher as well. Okinamo is suddenly the only combo left on Germany. This is certainly not what you want to be happening on your own pick, especially with the scoreline being this close. Hyphen does drop his combo, but Dictopia Rebellion.
There's no FCs left on Germany. Just Dictopia left as we get into these cut streams here.
What is this guy on? Dictopia, now the only combo left, but we saw what can happen to that yesterday. There's a very difficult slider stream coming up after this part, and Dictopia is going to need to make his combo count here. He's the only person on the board swaying things now. I mean, look at that score. 200,000 already. Yep.
He's shaking.
He knows everything is on him at this point. White Cat over on the other side, half of his combo. Alright, here's the slider stream. He hit it early, but he still gets it. He's holding onto the combo. He's going to get up to 850. And he's going to slowly make this score lead go over, but he drops his combo. And just like that combo advantage... Oh, maybe not quite. White Cat is holding on to 600, but Hollow Watcher and Okinamo finding breaks. Rebellion finds a break as well, and that is combo advantage over in favor of Germany. And the score lead is very slightly in their favor. Hyphen finding a break as well. Yeah, Rollpan dropping his combo. And suddenly things are not looking good for Japan.
The accuracy saving Germany so hard here.
But there go all the combos. Okay, 1/8 of the map left. If Hyphen can make this combo count, he could pull something out of it. But Okinamo over on the other side with 300.
He's still got it. They're going to hold him on, I think.
Yep, he does drop, but I think Germany is going to be the one to take this one. It was scrappy in the end, but they are going to secure the tiebreaker.
Yeah, Dust Ice and White Cat through that middle section, through the ending there. Pulling Germany through. Once again, White Cat is the MVP. No FC this time, but far and away the best score in the room. And it is match point to Germany.
Certainly. And now Japan, gonna need to win 3 picks in a row if they want to stay in this tournament. Now things are gonna start to get dire. Ooh.
Final pick for both teams. It's Japan's last pick.
Yeah, and this is going to be the toughest pick of their tournament career. This is going to be their final pick, potentially their final pick in this entire tournament. And they need to make it count.
They really do. This is a brutal spot for Japan, though. If they win these next 2 picks, they have to beat Germany on the tiebreaker now. And that is going to be a big ask, a tall order. But they have the opportunity as long as they pick well. Let's not forget the mental game is very important, and if Japan win these next 2 points, the onus is on Germany to not crumble. But we'll see how it goes.
Okay, that's a bold pick from Japan. They're going for DT1. Pulling at all the stops. They're going straight for raw aim DT. Now, they did find some success with this yesterday versus Brazil. It wasn't even them who picked it. Brazil picked it, and they lost. But against a team like Germany, who has been having an extremely good DT record throughout this entire tournament, I don't know if this is the right play, but they picked it. They must know that what they're getting into, and they can only hope.
I mean, in regards to what was left of the pool, I mean, they had the hidden one, but I suppose they really didn't want to go for that.
That's what I was thinking, because this has been 2 times now that they've pulled Hidden seemingly unwillingly. They pulled it last in the Brazil match, and they pulled it against Germany when there was not really much left on the board. And both times they absolutely destroyed the other team. So, if they had picked Hidden 1, maybe we would have seen something similar. But then again, they also have full knowledge of what Germany is capable on that map. So maybe not quite. But actually, now here's something else to think about. If Japan does win this, what does Germany pick? Because I would have thought that this would be Germany's final pick, but after this, there is no purely aim stuff left in the... Well, I guess besides Fremont 2, but then again, that is also pretty even between Japan and Germany.
Yeah, I agree. I thought this would have been the final German pick, unless they really wanted to go for something like Fremont 3 if it goes that far. But yeah, I guess the pool's just thinning out. Neither team finding stuff they really want to play at this point. But you think with the lineups we have and how the match has been, this one should be quite competitive.
Certainly.
There we go. The lineups are in. The players are in. Neox is in as well for Germany.
All right.
Match point for Germany. They are 1 point away from top 3 and a showdown with Canada. Japan now needing to fight back once again. It's not the first time we've seen this, is it, Monko?
Nope. They've been here before. And I remember this happening before. Client having a little bit of trouble. It's getting there. Over on the German side, White Cat did find an early break. I think that's real, and looks like we've recovered now. You know, actually, this is sort of the thing we saw happen in the Brazil match versus Japan. So yeah, exactly. Germany's starting to falter a little bit on this early section, which is not a good sign for things to come. Meanwhile, Japan still going strong with the 4-way, Rising dropping his combo again. Then now the map really starts to pick up. And across the board, everybody hitting that section flawlessly. I say that, but Neox Rising and White Cat finding a triple miss. It's just Dust Dice with the combo on Germany versus 3 FCs over on the Japanese side. Eiger, Hyphen, and Varvalian holding on. Varvalian with 99.8 accuracy. Ooh, Eiger does find a slip. Yeah. Still looking good for Japan. Alright, things are going to pick up here again. And nobody finds a break on that build-up.
It's on Dust Dice's back to keep his team in this, man. But if you want... And if there's one player you want carrying you in this situation, it's Dust Dice.
Yep, certainly. He has proven himself throughout the years to be an absolute tank on this sort of map. And Hyphen dropping the combo there is going to make the final showdown between Dust Dice and Varvalian. Down to the last quarter, and Japan does have a pretty solid lead here, 200,000 in their favor, but the combos are changing, and Varvalian drops his combo. The pressure got to him, you can see it in his cursor, but Dust Dice finds a response. Combos completely tied across the board. Eiger versus Neox with like exactly the same combo. Coming down to the last quarter, and there's still 150,000 score for Germany to make up here, and the time is running out. But Hyphen does find a break. This is gonna be close.
Yeah, they're slowly bringing it in, but Eiger keeping Japan in this. But yeah, Germany are reeling them in slowly. There goes Rising, though. Never mind.
Yep, I think it's happened. I think Japan is going to take this one. The risk pick paying off.
The recoveries keeping Japan in it, and this game continues. Japan win their own pick, and it is 5-6. Last pick of the game for Germany here. Nice runs there by Varvalian and Dust Dice, the MVPs for their respective teams, doing what they do. Nicely done.
And now things start to get really, really tense. What does Germany pick here? That's the question I posed to you at the start of the last map.
Oh yeah, we missed him this entire time.
Oh, Nomad 2!
The entire time
Out of
we
left
didn't
field.
even mention it.
I just completely
Nomad 2
forgot.
with a steel chair.
I thought everybody banned this map. But no, Germany is going to pull it out, and actually this is a huge pick for them. Traditionally, Japan has demonstrated that they are not especially comfortable on maps like Nomad 2, and this should be no exception. But then again, Germany is also not the best at this sort of map in the tournament. But are they better than Japan? Guess we'll find out soon.
Personally, I think Germany are usually pretty good at these. You've got Dust Ice, Okinamo, +2, White Cat, Rising. Maybe you get, maybe you get Umbra for this. Is this an Umbra map? I'd say it is.
I think so. He plays streams. Yep, yeah. There he goes. Yeah, but that's a whole lot of pressure to be on Umbra right now. He's known for this sort of map. He's only played one map in this match, and this is potentially Germany's last pick here. Well, this is Germany's last pick. Maybe their last map of the... What am I talking about? They have to play the tiebreaker. Yeah, I'm just so surprised. I completely forgot about Nomad 2. It's just like massive plot twist. Boom. Here's this map that Germany might have a pretty good chance on.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one for Japan, I feel. This is going to be a tough one for Japan. They have some good players on streams, but I don't think they have a 4, and at finals level, I'm not sure.
That's
this
the worry
is a big
here.
pick for Germany, man.
But this is a map where individual performance can shine. If all of the German players slip up and Varvalian manages to find some god-tier moment, we could see the tiebreaker. But yeah, on paper, not looking very likely for Japan. None of these players really known for playing this sort of map besides Varvalian, whereas Germany has, 3, maybe 4 people who are shining stars of this field, really.
Well, there we go then. Yeah, so much pressure on this, and that can break even the best players on their comfortable maps. So let's see. Final pick before a possible TB. Match point for Germany. Japan to take it to TB if they can win this pick. Top 3 on the line here.
Alright, and things start off. If you're not familiar with this map really doesn't let up. The whole thing is streams. Zidkey put them here himself. He was like, I want a Nomad 2. I want there to be streams. I want there to be nothing but streams, and that's exactly what we're getting here. Rollpan is going to be the first to fall, but Okinamo follows suit. Still 3 FCs to 3. Delis and Varvalian holding on to double S's. Rising falls. That's combo advantage in favor of Germany. I mean, in favor of Japan. And this map is not long at all.
Slow pot here as well. Time for combos.
Promising.
It is promising for Japan, but the harder streams are at the end, and at the end the combos are so high with FCs. Score pulls away, so the ending's still going to be quite important here. Both teams. But it is good for Japan right now. Build a nice lead here.
Japan is looking a lot better at this than I would have imagined they would. Delis on the double S, Varvalian with, I think, a 1x100, and Hyphen holding onto his FC as well. Umbre drops his combo, Rollpan as well, but it's just White Cat now left to fend for Germany. Varvalian finds a slider break, but there's still 2 FCs on the Japanese side. Delis and Hyphen wanting to pull this through.
Germany left.
Down the last quarter, it's all up to White Cat now. If Hyphen and Delis find breaks, it could go over to Germany, but it's not looking likely at this point. The score lead is not that high. Hyphen finds his break, Delis finds a break as well. It's just White Cat. Can he pull it back over in time? About an 1/8 of the map left, but he needs the full combo the rest of this map in order to take it, and the score gap is going over in favor of Germany. I think it's over.
White Cat, man, he's actually doing it. On his own back, with Rising as well, recovering. Wow, White Cat, when you need him most, the #1 in the world, showing why he's there. Incredible carry performance from White Cat there.
Wow, what a way to end it all. Germany, with their new shining star are going to advance into the top 3 of the Yost World Cup. Sadly for Japan, their story ends here at 4th place, higher than any year since 2014 in which they won. But boy, what a run they've had. Like, it cannot be understated how insane they've played throughout this tournament.
Yeah, this team of Japanese players, so many new names, so many names that maybe going into this, many of us hadn't seen, but damn, Japan, top 4 is a massive, massive achievement. But the day will go to Germany, who will take top 3. The powerhouses move on and claim their podium position. Excellent game, incredible match, some great scores from both teams. And Germany will be the victors.
Yep, and they will move on in the losers bracket to face off against Canada to decide who is going to go home in 3rd and who is going to move on to face off against the Goliath, the United States of America, who throughout this tournament have been in top form. They've demonstrated it. They sent Germany to the losers bracket once in a dominating fashion. They've just sent Canada again. They've just sent Canada this week, but who knows? The pool's going to be different. Skill ceiling is going to be raised. Maybe we'll see something very exciting.
There's plenty of time for the teams to get the tactics right, get the practice right. If you're going to go for it full ball, this is the week to do it for the teams remaining. And I imagine Germany and Canada, they aren't done yet. And they have some unfinished business with the USA up there.
Yup, certainly. But which one is going to get to have the opportunity to try again? We'll find out next week.
That match that's been set up already looks like a tasty one. Canada and Germany, they haven't met yet in this tournament, of course, but they will face on grand finals tier pools. The first time Canada have ever played on a grand finals pool in the OWC. So that immediately is going to be something tantalizing to watch. As Germany have been there many, many times, they know what's up.
Yep.
So, yeah, the new guys versus the experienced players there, but a tight contest, I'm sure.
Regardless, that will be the end of the matches for this week. We still have the showcase at 18 UTC. Be sure not to miss that. You're going to get to see what's in store for these players next week in the map pool. And yeah, that's a wrap.
That is the show for now. Of course, we will be back a little bit later. The showcase is at 1800 UTC, which is in just over 3.5 hours time from here. And I imagine, knowing the map poolers, that is going to be something else. The way the map pools have been so far, that is... I don't know the maps, but I can guarantee that is going to be the hardest pools we've ever seen in OWC.
Without a doubt. Yep.
I'm curious to see what they've concocted. So hopefully we see you all then. As for now, though, fantastic match. It was great casting with you again, Monko. Imagine to get a cast with you in this year.
Same to you. That was incredible. This whole weekend's been incredible, and hopefully we'll have another fantastic weekend next week. But until then, well, until the show match at least, we'll be signing off here. I've been Monko2K.
I've been Doomsday.
And goodbye.